Na 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 na. Copyright, 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 copyright.
Where am I?
No, I get it today. I'm showing the Seagull class the proper way to sail through storms.
As if that will do them any good.
What do you mean by that?
Nothing. How do you propose to do that anyway?
We're going to watch those DVDs that washed ashore. Cast Away, The Perfect Storm, and The Impossible.
You have to do that another time because I'm using it to show the primate survival techniques. I've found a signal for something called Netflix and it might not last much longer.
But Skipper, Professor, the girls need a reward for their hard work. We're going to watch this Ice Princess movie by a guy named Disney on something called YouTube.
Stop! This is all wrong. You can't do any of that with whoever your students are. I don't know what type of school you're running on this island. I don't even know where this island is. But DVDs are for private viewing, not for school. Don't you read that FBI warning at the beginning? And full-length videos on YouTube? Those are always illegally uploaded. You can't show them. Be careful with what you are showing. Besides, you shouldn't be watching movies for rewards. Talk about a copyright violation. And you call yourself a professor? Netflix is not appropriate or allowed at school. The terms of service are quite clear on that, and so is the school board. I would expect better of someone with your position at a school. Now, somewhere around here is that portal back to the mainland where people know how to follow copyright law.
Did she say portal to the mainland?
Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of movies, music, and words that started at this little school. This tale is not for nerds. 7 teachers wanted their movies from Netflix, Discord, Prime. Why couldn't they just show a white public performance? Public performance? No! That FBI warning sign you forget to read tells you of prison time and really hefty fines for copyright misdeeds, for copyright misdeeds. You need to watch a movie owned by Johnston County Schools, but no Disney, and not from home, unless fair use has been met. One other thing, there's a form you must fill out and have your principal sign.
Are you okay, copyright woman?
Are you seeing anything strange? Spots? Stars?
Just a portal in a deserted island with a bunch of copyright violators.
What?
Never mind, I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm perfectly fine.
Great! Then you should be ready for our rock climbing. You said you loved rock climbing, remember?
Oh, right.
Let's go! Would you like to go first, in case you need some assistance?
Not at all. I've been doing this longer than you. Let me give you a head start.
Okay. See you at the top.
That salad I had for lunch must be slowing me down. Ah! Oh, my aching head. Where am I?
I'm telling you. There is nothing like a little music to get the brain cells pumping. Everyone at the lodge will tell you that.
Are you sure, Fred? I'm teaching Bam Bam and his friends in a bowling class tomorrow night. I need all the help I can get.
Just crank up your iPebble account, Barn. It will work wonders.
He's right, Barney. We always play music when we teach our dodo bird feather knitting classes. Right, Betty?
Yes, Wilma. I wouldn't want to do anything without music. I prefer Dino Spotify myself. That's where I have all my favorites.
Or Stoneheart Radio. Then you can pick and choose a channel. We'll be using that for the big school benefit auction entertainment next month instead of hiring a band.
Did you pay for your subscriptions to have public performance rights?
What?
When you pay for a music subscription, you are paying for playing music for private enjoyment. It's in the terms of service.
No one ever reads those.
Well, you should, especially for a streaming service. If you are using it for a classroom, school, or large public gathering, it's a public performance. That means you are breaking copyright law using your private subscription.
I don't want to get into any trouble, Fred.
And I don't want to be eaten by that dinosaur coming this way. Bye!
Copyright, follow copyright. When your class wants you to play some songs, you can't stream your music. Breaking user agreements is just wrong. Find public domain music that is free and play all the music that you see. It's not hard to follow all the little bits and pieces, the bits and pieces of the copyright law.
Copyright woman, how high up were you when you fell?
Oh, fair use, girl. Only about halfway.
Wow. Are you okay?
Of course, I'll be fine.
Did you see anything this time?
Like what?
Nothing.
Let's go.
What is that? What's happening? What is this place? Some sort of intergalactic game show?
Or the universe's jail for wayward copyright gurus.
What do you mean by...
Shh! Someone's coming. Hide!
Hey, Bobby. How's it going?
Great, Marcia. Just found a copy of an old workbook from my last school. Can't wait to make copies for my students. This will really help them and it's free.
Will you make me a few copies? My students are struggling these days.
Sure, Greg.
I came across some great ideas on Teachers Pay Teachers. I bought a worksheet. I plan to copy it for all 3 blocks.
Do you mind sharing that at our PLC, Jen? Maybe we can all get copies from you.
No problem.
Speaking of PLCs, does anyone have ideas for student projects to be posted on websites? We need to show student work to the community in our department.
We did some great things. The students searched Google Images and added popular songs to music videos they made on the green screen. It's fabulous.
Sounds great, Cindy. Thanks. Peter, you're being awfully quiet today.
I'm just trying to figure out lesson plan issues. I think I'm going to copy a whole bunch of poetry and create anthology books. Hope I don't use my entire copy allowance.
I haven't used all of mine if you need a few. Just let me borrow those booklets when you are done, okay?
Thanks.
Stop, stop, stop. You can't do this.
Who are you?
Can't do what?
Where did you come from?
Well, this portal opened up and... Never mind. All these things you're doing with copies, they break copyright law.
That's right. You can't do any of the stuff you're talking about. Teachers are allowed some leeway under the fair use guidelines, but not blatant violations.
How do we know?
It's easy. There are 4 criteria you have to meet for the fair use guidelines. These mean that there are reasons you are breaking copyright law that are acceptable under the law. First, it has to be for teaching, news reporting, criticism, or parody. I think you will all meet this guideline.
Isn't that the truth? Next, you have to look at the nature of the work being copied. You can't copy motion pictures, and cartoons are highly creative, so that's difficult to prove a need to copy.
Furthermore, consumables like workbooks, coloring pages, and crossword puzzles cannot be copied unless they specifically say that copying is allowed.
Crap, guess this means that workbook won't do me any good after all.
Well, you can wait until the copyright expires, but corporate copyrights last close to 100 years, so it will be quite a long wait.
Nah. I'll find something else to use.
The third criteria is the amount you plan to copy. You can copy small amounts to use in your teaching, like 2 pages or 10% of a picture book, or 15 images or 10% of the images from a single source, whichever is less. There's a great resource I can give you to let you know what you can and can't copy and how much.
That would be wonderful. Thank you.
Finally, you have to know if the copy is going to cost the copyright owner any money. You can't copy it instead of buying it. If you purchase a single copy on Teachers Pay Teachers, you can't make copies for everyone in your class or for all the teachers in your department or school. That's a type of theft.
I never thought of it that way.
Now, when you post projects on your website, everything must follow copyright law. If the images and music are copyrighted, you can't post the project without the written permission of the copyright owner. Use Creative Commons images and music or things from the public domain instead.
No matter what you or your students use, be sure to give proper credit for the images, words, and music or video clips by making citations in a citation maker. There's a great one on the library's research zone that covers all types of things. Students just answer questions and fill in the blanks with information. The citations are created for them.
And the start of any digital project needs to clearly state, I claim fair use for this project.
I don't want to seem difficult, but why should we bother following copyright and fair use? It's not like anyone actually checks up on us, right?
Actually, there are people checking. Most textbook and workbook companies check the internet to see if their content is illegally posted for downloading. Music will be pulled off YouTube, and you can be fined.
The same goes with videos. And some owners of copyrighted images are starting to trace those images and threaten legal actions if the image has watermarks.
Plus, there's a group of people at Central Services who have made it a policy that you will follow the law. That means breaking the law is breaking policy, a fireable offense. And Tech Services knows what you do at school.
Yikes, I need my job.
We all do, Greg.
So don't be the person who gets a cease and desist letter from some law firm because something's on your website that breaks the law. No workbook pages, etc. should be posted. And teach your students how to follow fair use guidelines for their project.
Well, we'd better be going. See ya. I wonder where that portal is.
Here's the story of how to follow all the rules of what's called fair use guidelines. This allows you to copy for your classroom. Listen and we will define. Fair use means it must be for teaching, for reporting, criticism, or parody. Anything else is a violation and won't be allowed legally. You are limited to how much you can copy, and the nature of the work must be considered, while not costing the copyright owner money. All criteria must be met for fair use. That's fair use. That's fair use. All criteria must be met for fair use. That's fair use.
Wow, copyright woman. I thought you were losing it talking of portals. Too many hits to the head. But you actually were going places.
What are you talking about?
The portal. Helping people understand copyright and fair use. That was amazing.
Are you feeling okay, Fair Use Girl? I have no idea what you're talking about. Maybe you should see the doctor about this.
But it has to be here somewhere.